ask me what a safety does. I hope I have no idea what a safety does. They
Still
just
don't. Free
they
or
stand
strong?
back there and try to knock the ball down or tackle people. That's all I understand when it comes to stuff. That's
Si-
the extent of my football knowledge.
they say often that a good safety plays center field, which I thought was a
And
baseball
that
position.
further serves to confuse the issue for me. So,
Yeah.
okay,
um. So let's say here's kind of the last question that was about just you, but
okay.
it's kind of an interesting question that I have for everyone, and that's how different is Trent Flubbs from uh, and I can bleep that out, but like how much different are the two? How is Trent a character?
No, I mean very similar, probably. Probably overblown, but it's probably an extension of my own personality.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So just
No, it's
like
not it's not an act or anything like that.
just
I mean, it's for fun, but it's not an act.
exaggerated, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, sure. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Lightning round of posters. I've
Okay.
got 10 posters written down. Some of them are active, some of them not active so much anymore. But I
Okay.
don't want you to think too long. I just want you to
Okay.
start talking about them. So this is a lightning round.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. We're going to start with
All right.
user Zim.
Oh, good friend, good personal friend, great guy all the way around. Not much
Um,
of a poster.
Not much of a poster anymore, but was a good one when he
No.
was.
Yeah, great dude though. Wonderful
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Uh, User Brad.
Brad and I go at it on the board. I think that I don't know how he feels about me, honestly. I have nothing whatsoever against Brad, and I think that he keeps things lively. He goes a little farther a lot of times than I would, but that's just his choice. It doesn't offend me really. It's hard to offend me. I don't have a problem with Brad really.
User G Man.
He's probably one of the best posters of all time that doesn't get the same level of recognition that more of the blowhards like such as myself and the Axeman get. Terrific poster. Probably doesn't love the hard right politics on the board, I would imagine, and I'm fine with that too. I don't care what anybody's politics are, to be honest with you. Uh, I have my beliefs, but I'm often wrong, hopefully others can admit when they are as well. But I don't hold anything like that against anybody. But I think he's a tremendous, tremendous poster. He's tremendous on Twitter, X, whatever you call it now. Very creative and intelligent guy. Very funny guy.
DVS.
Tremendous dude. I love him. Good friends with him. I know his dad. He's a great guy too. Just tremendous people, honestly. I don't know how the average poster takes EVS. I don't know what the average poster thinks of him because I can't separate knowing him in real life from. I don't know what I would think. I don't know what I would think about him as a poster. He's a
Uh,
terrific guy though, and
uh,
recently engaged. I might add.
oh, congrats, Dirty
Yeah.
Ballsack and future
All
Mrs.
right.
Dirty Ballsack.
Yeah.
User Jerry.
Oh man, to call Jerry a personal friend is an understatement. I love the guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of time anymore for message boarding and nonsense, I don't think, which is completely understandable. I don't blame him. I would try to keep going that direction if I were him. But just a tremendous poster when he was posting. I think he was an excellent poster and all around just he's been a wonderful friend to me and helped me through some very, very hard times.
Josh Vol.
Huh, interesting. You know, I used to hate his guts, but as I was hating his guts, there was always something in the back of my mind that would say, he's right. And I hate admitting that because like he would infuriate me just with the negativity. But honestly, he's not wrong that often. But maybe he's not wrong that often because well, not any. It's no longer going this direction. But we had a very bad spell as an athletic department, yeah, especially as a
Yeah.
football program. So his negativity, perhaps it was just what do you say? It coincided with us sucking, so his negativity was accurate. Um, but he hasn't been wrong a lot of the times when he's criticized our recruiting, our coaching, um, so on and so forth. Now, I don't agree with his criticisms of Heupel. I think there are things that you can criticize about Heupel, but I think Josh goes overboard. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, Josh has been right more than he's been wrong. And a lot of people have a hard time admitting that, including myself. I think
User.
Josh is probably a really good guy, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
User Morris Roganberry.
Just a prince of a guy, tremendous person. He also has helped me through some very hard times. I think he's hilarious. I think he's super talented. I mean, it is what it is. He's just a great guy all the
Has
way
he
around.
has he ever lost an argument on the internet?
No, no, and neither is Josh Fall because it's still ongoing. If he was
Yeah,
involved in it to begin with,
that's true. That's
yeah.
true. Tennessee Jed.
Oh man, when I first returned, Jed probably annoyed me more than any other poster. Um, and he still annoys me sometimes when music threads pop up because I am just never going to see eye to eye with him when it comes to music and that sort of thing. But he's a nice guy. I've talked to Jed off the board. I think he's a nice guy. Obviously, he's a little bit further left on the political spectrum than I am comfortable being, but not totally because, he's got some old school beliefs there in the background, I think, too. But overall, Jed adds to the board. I like what he brings to the board. I like that he's obviously not afraid to post what he believes in the face of 99% of the people on the board disagreeing with him. And you have to admire that.
Yep, and also the horniest man probably on planet Earth.
I did not know that, but I have picked that up kind of from the, what do you call it, the periphery
Yeah.
from the, I kind of absorbed that, but yeah, that wasn't at the top of my mind before you said it, but
Well, and sticking with the regulars and music threads, Bar
huh?
Knoxville.
Oh, Bar Knoxville. Huh. Now I agree with him with his hard right politics,
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. I would like to see it done with maybe a little more sense of humor thrown in there. Um, I have no problem with Bar Knox.
And then the last poster, you probably don't have much to say about Action Jackson.
Like I said, personal beefs aside, he's on the Mount Rushmore. He may be the greatest poster of all time. No, no
Well,
further comment.
that that wraps up the rapid fire. It felt like more
Mhm.
than 10, but that was good. That was good. I think
Oh, yeah, I could keep going on that all day. That's fun.
yeah, I'm gonna keep that segment. That one's gonna stay
Yeah,
for
that's a good
everybody. I
one.
think.
Yeah,
So let's talk a little bit about balls. Going
let's
now,
do it.
we're like what, like a full week, maybe a little bit more than a week into spring practice now.
Something
Um,
like that. I don't think we pay attention to it as much as we used to, do we? I mean,
well, we
something's changed.
we don't get that. So Hubs and company don't get the access they used to. So we just
Correct. Yeah,
yeah
it's kind of
they
useless.
yeah they get to watch like 15 minutes of like open practice. You know.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, what do you think about the 26 Vols as we head down the home stretch of spring practice?
I think the 26 Falls have as much of a chance being there at the end, number one, as any other team in the country. I do. I have not lost a single ounce of faith in Josh Heupel. I think he's awesome. I love him as our coach. Last year was a disappointment in some respects, but in some respects, it was pretty awesome to see our offense, you know, putting up numbers again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their You know, I've never liked the defense. I've never liked whatever Tim Banks does with the defense. I don't. I'm not smart enough to know what kind of scheme it is or anything like that. But it's just not. It's just not my thing. People say it's aggressive. It doesn't seem that way to me. But once again, it doesn't seem aggressive when the corners are nowhere near the ball when it's thrown. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm very excited. Oh, no, sorry. I'm very excited about the season. The schedule is just, if you had seen a schedule like this in the 90s, it would be like the greatest schedule ever invented for any college football team ever, you know, but it's terrifying. I think that the days of 10, 11 win seasons are probably gone for most teams, and it's probably going to be more of a 9-3 team at the top, or maybe even maybe a 10-2, 8-4 type team. I think that one loss, two losses is not going to be the end of your season anymore at all.
I
So, but
agree.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm always excited. I can't stand the thought of Texas rolling into Neyland Stadium and coming out with a win. I'm going to be at the Texas game this year, by the way, if anybody wants to congregate. I do plan on going to the Texas game. They'll probably be my only one in person this year.
Oh well. Well, we'll have that may be the board tailgate. We need to bring back the annual board tailgate. We really, really, really
We
don't.
do, and that should be it because that's just a monster of a game.
It,
Texas is going to be what, one or two probably,
probably, and they're gonna have
rolling into the cathedral
with a Manning wearing number 16.
with
You know,
yeah. I bet you we honor Peyton or do something at halftime,
I would say so.
something to that effect. But I mean, I have a feeling that that crowd, surely that's a night game, right?
I'm hoping that and LSU. Those are the two big
Yeah,
home games that I'm that
yeah.
th- those are the ones that are. There's a really good chance that I will have season tickets for the first time ever this year. So,
That's awesome. I've
um,
never done it. I've never had them. Always wanted
I
to, but I never have.
yeah, but that means there will be a space next to Simple Orange at most games
Awesome. Let
for
me ask
and
you a
it just
question though.
hmm
What am I? I haven't been to a game. I mean, okay. Let me just put some context here. I didn't miss a home game for like 2 decades, right?
hmm
And so, I had kids. Stuff just changed a little bit, and so I haven't been to Neyland Stadium for a game since the South Carolina game that everybody claimed was a SIG win for Butch Jones. It was absolutely not a SIG win at all. I haven't been in a decade. What am I paying for? First of all, if it's a day game, I'm not sitting on the student side with the sun blaring right in my face.
Okay.
I want lowers. I want wait, not no, I do not want south end zone. I want lowers,
In
north
the
end zone
north
or west. Let's see, north.
sideline.
Which one is the old people sideline? The
Yeah,
west.
yeah.
Okay, I want either north or west, preferably lowers. I'll do uppers if I have to.
For Texas,
Yeah.
500 apiece.
Oh my lord, are you serious?
I promise. I promise.
Huh. Uh. Okay. How many tickets can you get together? One of those games, like four, or is it more?
Well, it just so the way that talking about buying tickets in 2026, you either do like a SeatGeek or a Ticketmaster or something like that.
Uh huh.
And what they do is they pop up stadium maps. Like if you go on
Yeah.
Ticketmaster, they'll show every single seat in the stadium. Like you can zoom in on a
Mm.
section and you just buy like a block of seats. You like it'll be like this seller has these 6 seats and they're selling them. You have to buy at least 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? So you can buy 4
Huh.
or whatever, and then they'll
Okay.
put that pair back on
So
sale
if
for
I
people.
have a group of 5 people going, does that mean I'll probably have to split that group up?
It depends. Something that CV4 and I have done in the
Hmm.
past are sometimes you can get them like one in adjacent rows, right? So instead of
Hmm.
being all next to each other, you can get like a block of 2 and then
Ah,
like the 3 seats behind it, so you have like a little
gotcha.
block of 5 people, which works really well for a group.
I want to let anybody watching this know that I am perfectly willing to part ways with my Savannah Banana tickets in exchange for 5 Tennessee Texas tickets in the north or west sides. Well, I guess
Lowers.
north end zone or west. Yeah.
Lowers.
Lowers preferably.
If it's so, let me ask you a question. If it ends up being a night game, would you be willing to do south or east?
Yes, I will do what it takes to get into the stadium for that game because I've already made promises to people.
So it is happening. No.
Without knowing I would be paying 500 a ticket. I've already made promises, so
Yeah.
I can't let people down. So
Yeah, I think I even if you got the shittiest seats in the stadium, you would probably be paying around 275 to 300 a piece.
okay,
Uh, who do you think is going to play quarterback in that game for Tennessee?
yeah, George McIntyre. I think
George McIntyre.
I have no. Yeah, I don't know who's ahead. I don't claim to know who's ahead of that.
The
I don't know
Epicurean
if
has no intel.
I haven't reached out lately. But can I ask you, is Faison that kid's first or last name?
First, Brandon is his last name.
That's weird. So, okay, so Brandon is his last. I don't know how he's doing. I don't know if he's, I just really don't know. It seems useless to me to follow spring practice a whole lot. Like you said, there's not a lot of access from the media going on, and it, it's rarely does anything different get reported than the same old stuff about how team chemistry is great and how
All
they
time
look the
high, and
part. You know,
yeah,
yeah, very
having
very muscular.
barbecues.
Yeah, very muscular young men having barbecues and playing on the lake together and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so, so sounds like a movie concept. Okay.
that's a no. It sounds like a smut novel.
Yes. All right. Exactly.
I've got a question that only you could answer.
Okay.
If the 2026 football team was a cent, what would the top, middle, and bottom notes be?
The top would probably be bergamot. I would say the middle note, maybe lavender, and then the base would be sandalwood for sure with that creamy dry down.
And so that is that. Would you say that's like a perfect fall afternoon occasion?
No, I don't like lavender at all. It's the only thing I can think of at the moment. But I will tell you the greatest. Are you going to ask me any more questions about fragrances? Should I save this until you do?
I have the very next question is what are your top
Okay.
five spring scents?
Yeah, let's go ahead with that. The best fragrance. I keep moving my. Okay. There's one out there right now that is just an absolute banger, heater, whatever the kids call it these days, and that is Imagination by Louis Vuitton. It's incredible, and I'm actually going to send you some when I get a new shipment of that
Nice.
in a couple of weeks. You'll have it in the month of April, and you'll. It's got citrus. It has some notes of like black tea. It's very refreshing, but it also has a smooth, polished. It's just an incredible. So I love that one. Um, I'm really into office scents right now, like office colognes, like a doctor would wear, or a lawyer, somebody that sits in an office. So I like Boys do Portugal by Creed. I like Royal Water by Creed. I love Creed. I love the entire house of Creed. What else? Sedley by Parfums de Marly is incredible. Um, and of course, you're always going to have some Allure Sport by Chanel in there because it's just, it's an everyday. You can wear it any setting. It's basically the perfect casual, the business casual fragrance. But the fragrance of the year is Louis Vuitton Imagination. It's
My,
incredible.
I have been stuck on Naxos. I
Oh
cannot
yeah,
I cannot come off of it. I love it.
that's
it
yeah, that's a
it's
great one.
it's just it really it suits me so well. I think
Yeah.
you were talking about yesterday
Hmm.
wanting to be a presence, right?
Hmm.
And that's something that I've always felt. I didn't. So before you sent me these scents, the only like scent I had ever used before was I was a regular user of Very Sexy for Him by Victoria's Secret.
Okay.
And but more often than that is I would just take frankincense essential oil and dab it on myself. I'm a big
It
fan of
sounds very
frankincense and
ancient.
patchouli. Yeah, I'm a hippie at heart.
Okay.
So patchouli and frankincense, my big.
Patchouli in the fragrance world, patchouli has it's in a lot of fragrances, but it doesn't smell like the hippie shop incense patchouli. It's
Right.
not the same thing at all. And people, anytime they see that, they think they're going to go in and smell that cheap whatever 10-cent incense burning. But that's not what the patchouli in fragrances is. It's more of a earthy kind of almost like a grassy smell.
I was gonna say it's like an earthy floral, right? Kind of,
Yeah.
which, and then
Hmm.
you said grassy, which is kind of
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's really really well said.
Yeah.
I yeah, and it's interesting how much like hemp or cannabis you I've seen listed in the notes.
Did I send you one called Open Sky? I can't remember.
No,
I'm going to send
I
that
don't
to
think
you.
so. Okay.
It's wild. It's got a lot of heavy cannabis scent to it. So
Um, what do you think the future of our slice of internet looks like over the next 5 or 10 years? How do you think we maintain? How do you think we evolve? How do you think we adapt, or do you think we die?
eventually we die. We're not really in a format any longer that adds new people. We don't grow. We're not really a group that wants to. I would love to have some new posters if they were the type of posters that the rest of us are, or and we're not all the same, but at heart, we're also not going to go out and except for one of us dox the other people,
Right.
right? So it's always scary to bring in new people, but if you don't, you also are eventually going to die out because we're all humans and we're going to die at some point. But um, yeah, I don't think it's a format that lends itself to the future.
Yeah. And how much longer do you think our run is, if you had to guess?
I'll keep going as long as it's there, as long as uh, Clausen's Frosted Tips and Morris want to keep it going. I'll be there because I'd like to take it until we win a national championship at least.
Yeah. Well, and
You know.
one thing that I will provide, even if CFT stops paying, then
Mhm.
there will always be like a Discord channel or something where
Okay.
where we can talk to, like where because this group of 60 70 people, um
Yeah.
I even if if it becomes nonsensical for CFT to keep paying $1,000 a year or whatever it costs for us
Mhm.
to post, we all do deserve each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
until we're dead. Um,
I've soured tremendously though on X or Twitter. It's just I don't know. It's just not. I don't want to be with around those people. They're too. I don't think the word is reactionary. That's not the word I'm looking for. But they're over the top, and everybody's trying to outdo the other one.
you're
Um, I just don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, and you are a person who has Icarused a few times. You've flown very
Hmm.
close to some suns,
Hmm.
and Twitter, circa 2016 or so, was really one of those times.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I actually was reported by Barack Obama's speechwriter, and they turned me in, and I think that's why I left Twitter. I got banned, and I couldn't come back. But yeah, I had a huge following there at one point during that run up to the 2016 election.
And you've been on Twitter uh, under the handle of Volnugs for the last few seasons, correct?
I have, along with some others. I can't take credit for all of it, but I think I don't know, hell, there may be 20 people that can log in and post under that. But I've done a lot of it. I don't do it as much anymore. Like I said, it's just not as fun or as interesting to me as it was when it was newer.
See, to me, the amount of fun that I have on Twitter is directly correlated to how well the Tennessee Volunteers are performing on the field.
Absolutely. If they're not performing, I can't read the people. I mean, it's to me, it's just like
Yeah,
worse than the mob. I mean,
worse
just
than board negas. Yeah, we're like,
oh, absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, let me get to my favorite part of this is
Hmm.
the traditional questionnaire that James
Okay,
Lipton ends every single episode of Inside the Actors Studio with. I don't know if you're familiar.
okay,
It's a famous French parlor game
okay,
um, that he modified for actors and that I've modified a little bit for posters on the internet and for our slice of
okay,
internet in particular.
okay. And
Only
I'm
one
nothing if not French.
and only one person has ever been asked these series of questions before, and that was Mark
Okay,
Orr. And I'm excited to
okay,
hear what your answers are.
okay.
Trent, What is your favorite word?
Man, uh, I would say it's falls, and that's not really even a word, is it? It's kind of an abbreviation.
Falls. I love it.
Balls. Yeah.
What is your least favorite word?
Oh man, fart.
Fart.
I don't like bathroom humor. I never have.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. I get it.
What turns you on?
My wife turns me on. I love the thought of going to tropical locations with her. That turns me on. Winning, I mean, just absolutely annihilating the enemy like Texas or just on the stage, being on the big stage. It was great when we beat Oklahoma down there a couple years ago at night and we were on prime time and it was just the talk of college football after. I love it. I love the Sunday after a huge game where you have all those fucking highlights and the whole country's watching them, because they get to witness the program and the team and the people that they should be jealous of. And they should be jealous of us because it's special to be a Tennessee Volunteer. And I think a lot of times, a lot of our people forget that.
Mm, well said. What turns
Heartfelt.
you what turns you off?
um, what turns me off? I hate bad food. I was turned off at the resort I went to in Punta Cana. The food was just total garbage. Yeah, yeah, really like I'm a simple person. So yeah, I don't like bad food. I don't like bad grammar, really. And I don't like people who are happy being willfully ignorant. I don't need people to agree with me on things, but just to not have a curiosity about stuff turns me off. I don't understand how somebody can be like 20 years old and not know the capital of, say, like, I don't know, Tennessee. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that. So I don't like truly dumb people if they can help it. If they can't help it, then I love everybody.
What's your favorite curse word?
Probably fuck. I say it a lot. I say it a lot in a lot of different contexts.
What is your favorite sound?
Probably the pregame show by the Pride of the Southland. Probably is. It's probably my favorite thing of all time in the entire world that isn't a person. Is that pregame show with the Tennessee Waltz March and all that shit and opening up. I mean, it's just the best thing. There are plenty of games I've been to where that has by far been the best part of the experience, by far.
Mm.
And I think man, we underappreciate that too.
That's a great answer. That's a tremendous answer, and I'll come back to
It
it.
is. It's an
Um,
amazing answer. I agree.
what is a sound you hate?
Crying. I don't like to hear people cry. I don't like to hear my daughters cry. Definitely don't want to hear my wife cry or my mom. I don't like people to be in pain. You know, Even if I don't like the people, I don't like people to be going through stuff. So I guess that's my answer there.
What profession other than your own would you most like to try?
Well, hmm, that's a great question. Uh, I would like to. I don't know. Here's the thing: is I just like to have free time. Okay. I like to have free time to do what I want to do. And I feel like if it's a profession, if it's a job, it's going to annoy me that I have to do it. And so, like when I told you and some others that I mailed some stuff to that I don't want to be paid for it. I don't want to be paid for the shipping. I don't want any money for it because then it becomes not fun anymore to me to do that. So, um, I don't know. I don't like work. I like to work and I'm not lazy, but I like to work on what I'm interested in at that particular time.
Hmm. What profession would you most not like to do?
Probably anything involving the bodily fluids and insides of people I don't know, such as a nurse. I could never do that. Could probably never do anything in the medical field at all. Um, I don't like to come into contact with a lot of people, right? I like to choose who I get to come into contact with. And so anything that involves, you know, probably the healthcare. And I could never be a dentist. To me, that is just, man, we got a great dentist on our board, by the way. T Rex, if you ever need anything done, dentally speaking, you need to contact him. I love dentists. So I don't want to give the wrong impression, okay? But I could never be one.
What is your most favorite Vol memory?
Probably, I don't want to choke up saying this, but probably we'll get it out quick, okay? It's probably the 1996 Citrus Bowl against Ohio State. Peyton Manning, quarterback, and we stuffed Eddie George. The goal line, Bill Duff was a defensive tackle. My dad took me. He passed away. And so my dad and I, you know, he and I we didn't always mesh, but our common ground was UT football. Let's move on to that next one before I choke up.
On to the next one. Who is your all-time favorite volunteer?
Football player,
Any volunteer. I'm just yeah, Tennessee volunteer.
Johnny Majors.
Johnny Majors. What is the best route to Destin?
You don't want me to drive, and you don't want me to give you directions anywhere. My wife drives, and she also takes care of getting. I'm a total scatterbrain. I don't really know what roads go there. I've been there, but I don't know how to get there. And I'm a geography major.
What is the best way to cook a steak?
Cook a steak. I prefer a cast iron surface to kind of an open flame type of thing, and I do prefer the strong sear on the outside. I like mine about medium. I don't want mine necessarily oozing blood. You know. Um, Other than that, I'm good with it.
And Trent, if heaven exists,
It does.
what do you think God will say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You could have accomplished so much more with all of that time you had.
Trent, thank you so much
Thank you. I love
for
it. And you need to, I can't wait to see the other interviews with other posters. They're more interesting than me because everybody knows about me already.
well, it was you did a great job. And then here
Thank you.
at the very end, we loosened it up a little bit. And here's some questions. I'll just shoot them out to you from the audience. Right?
Uh-huh.
Healy asks, "What is your best experience that you ever had from your sex line days, and what was your worst ever experience?"
Oh my gosh. Oh, let's make sure nobody sees this video that doesn't need to see it. We're gonna talk about that. Tell Healy that I will send him a DM on that one.
CC me on that DM.
I will.
Okay, okay. Tenneke wants to know your thoughts on the basketball team. Um,
I have no
and
idea. I haven't watched a single second.
I'm curious. I have this follow up that I tacked on
Okay.
to that. Do you know how many
Uh,
games are played in a basketball season? And can you guess our record?
I think there are like 35 maybe,
Yeah, that's about right.
and I'm gonna say we are 24-11.
That's like really close. I think we're
Okay.
26-11 right now or something
Now
because
don't
we
don't get me wrong. I want the Vols to win. I want us to win the whole tournament, and I'm happy when they do. I just can't care about the sport for some reason.
Marco Star Marco, big fan.
Mm,
He
yeah,
asks if you had to groom a poster on the board, who would it be?
it would be Star Marco.
It would be Star Marco.
Yes, absolutely.
I thought that might be the answer. Brad wants to know who changes the light bulbs in your home.
I would say it's probably 50-50 me or my wife. She does as much like handy type stuff as I do, though, if not more. She's more handy than I am, if that's what the point of Brad's question is.
Yeah. I think that was at the spirit of it.
Yeah, I think so
Um,
too.
RV, the molestation van there. I can't say that word on
Oh,
YouTube.
oh,
They'll ban
yes,
me on
okay.
YouTube for saying that word. But
Okay.
he wants you to explain your beef with Carr, with Mark Orr. Can you talk about the beef? Like you did a little bit in the first half of the interview, but do you care to talk about it a little bit? Like
Uh,
what is it
no, I
that?
don't care.
Okay,
The
go.
beef, the beef was exclusively on the board. In person, we got along just fine. I went out to dinner with him a couple of times. He was actually um, helping me in my divorce as serving, I guess, as my unpaid lawyer advisor. So we had a friendship. I don't want anybody to misconstrue that. I just don't think he was as good a poster as I was. And I didn't like the fact that he thought he was. And I felt like that he was a little over the top at times when he would attack me. And it wasn't, if it were done with proper percentage of humor in there, then I would have liked it. I just didn't think he was funny enough. I thought he was more of a sledgehammer than kind of a tactician. It was just too much. It was a bull in a china shop. That's all I can say.
And
On a personal level, he was a very sweet guy.
the very first thing he ever said to me in person was he walked
Hmm.
up to me. I was backstage at Shakespeare on the Square, and
Hmm.
so I'm in tights and my
Yeah,
whole giddy up, and I've got a guitar
that's
on me.
that's a great sentence, by the way.
Yeah. And he walks up to me and goes, "Holy shit, are you wearing a fat suit?" And
Yeah, he
then
was a great guy like that. Yeah.
yeah, I love him. And then one time I was wearing for a show. They had put me in a
No.
really unflattering pair of blue jeans,
Okay.
and I met him between rehearsals, and I was just in my costume, and I walked up to him, and he said, "Man, do you and Big Beef share a tailor?" And
Oh hell.
I'll never forget those two zingers that he got me with were crazy.
I guess
Um,
the thing is that in person those come off as hilarious, and he was
yeah.
hilarious. On in a message board format, the humor didn't necessarily always come across to me. It was just flat out mean sometimes.
Well, and I'm on record. My favorite post of all time
Mhm.
is a KAR post, and it was in response to a DVS post. And DVS had just gotten a new barracks mate when he was in the Air Force,
Oh
and
yeah.
DVS started a thread, and he said, I think that my roommate may be gay." And KAR said, "Imagine his delight when you asked him to lay in the floor in '69."
Yeah, man, he's a funny guy. He was
Yeah.
very smart, funny guy. Yeah,
But
I never had a personal beef with him really.
so, and if it makes any sense, if anybody cares, the way that I categorize you two are like
Yeah,
LeBron and Michael Jordan, and I think that you are the
yeah.
two
Okay, of
greatest of all
course.
time, and I think
I
that you
don't
are
know if it was
very
that close
different.
or not.
See, I think that you guys are way so different. You're the Michael Jordan.
Son.
I would say that you're the Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely up here, and then
yeah,
KR is like right here.
that's yeah. Um, and then Bergs has the very last question.
Oh man, what a dude! Hey, let me tell you something about him. Oh gosh, I will never forget this. It was a Florida game, and for some reason, I had picked up tickets for him in the Tri Cities and brought him to Knoxville. That has nothing to do with the story. But anyway, me and Bergs and Morris. It was before the God. I can't remember Florida game. I don't remember which one. But we were in the stadium and we met up together. And Bergs was sitting there smoking a cig. I mean, out there in the like where where you walk out of the what do you call it, concourse,
Concourse,
and
yeah.
you see the stadium and all that stuff. So Bergs is out there smoking a cigarette, and this Usher comes up and tells him to put it out, and but he took a big drag of it and just put it right in that dude's face. It was like one of the coolest moments. It was very rebellious, but it was
Badass.
also
Yeah.
it was like out of a movie. And I'll
Yeah.
just never forget that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Bergs asks, who are your four favorite people on the board?
On the board, Morris. You know what? I'm not going to go beyond that. I'm not going to answer that question.
That's
Morris is one of the four.
Morse is one of the four.
One of the
That's
four. I'm not going to answer that because that would make a lot of people mad or hurt some feelings. I think
that's such a that's it's a classic Bergs question. Well,
it
actually,
is.
so
He's very clever.
so Bergs asked that question by proxy through user Bill Johnson, who we all know is not Bergs.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, he's a very clever guy. He knows how to trap people with their own words. So I'm not going to fall for that.
well, Trent, I want to thank you so much for giving me your time and being so generous with it, and working to get this scheduled. For coming 2 days in a row, for being a great friend to me
Absolutely, you're a
off the
great
board,
dude.
and I think you're a
Mhm,
great dude.
mhm.
And I think that this is I can't have picked a better first person to set the tone, and hopefully, yeah, get everybody who's worth it to come through here and give me one of these
Yeah,
interviews.
it's very kind of you to say, and I look forward to seeing your subsequent interviews because I'm interested in getting to know other people. I'm tired of myself. So anyway, I appreciate you doing it too, and go Vols.
Yeah, go Vols, go Big
I
Orange.
can't make that hand sign. I don't even know what the hand sign means that people make.
So here's what it is. There's a V, there's an
Yeah.
O, and there's the L.
How do you do the O with that your ring finger?
Yeah, ring finger. That's our gang
I
sign.
think that's a stretch, man. That's a huge stretch.
It
I,
it's
I agree you're doing it right. You're doing it right, but I still think the whole hand signal, that's a stretch. You got to turn it this way and then see the O. Maybe I'll work on it and see if it clicks with me.
yeah, it's just a gang sign. It's just a
Yeah.
it's just a
Yeah.
silly gang sign. But
Right.
go Vols.
Go Vols.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Uh, you should do it with some. Who do you have in mind next? It needs to be a series.
So I've got four people for
Oh, good.
for I wanted to do this off season, right? And I thought maybe
Yeah.
it's something I'll do annually, like every year I'll do a
Yeah.
couple. And so this year it's you. I've got Big John Nuts.
Oh,
I
that's interesting.
I've got G Man,
Okay.
and there's a good chance that G Man and I are going to be in person for ours. So that'll
Oh,
be
that'd be cool. Yeah.
pretty cool. And then I also have Big Beef.